I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 hand.
Obstacles in this all day. People marching the parade like all day. Gatorades to keep the house control. I ain't know I can rap, got the black flow. Black card, the white card, they all express. Look at me, they have some. I'm stress. That me, I'm so blessed. I got one must possess. If you drop soap, you better put your hand together and get hope. Down that belly dope. Everybody got lung stuff, all a stroke. Bird Live, y'all, Murray Wankley, keeping y'all connected, hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers eye red, keeping underage, smoking out social media, definitely killing ourselves for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabis station across the nation. Please welcome to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever time you're watching this. I appreciate people coming in. I appreciate people watching the shows. I got the panel today. They is on fire. Yeah, it's the Red Bull in me, y'all. I got so much energy drink. I cannot sit still. Trust me, I cannot sit still. The topics are hot. The panel is hot. The videos are hot. That boy just blew out smoke. That looked it hot. How y'all doing, everybody?
Chilling, chilling.
Hello. Hi.
You heard me?
I'm doing just a few more shout outs. I mean share outs. I think I share out this to like 100 people, y'all. To like 100 different people. Everybody can take y'all things off mute.
I'm off. Did you hear me when I said chilling?
Huh?
Did you hear me when I answered you and I was like chilling, chilling?
No, I think you was on mute.
No, I had took it off.
Am I off mute?
Go ahead and yeah, let people know where they can find you. Let them know what y'all been up to real quick, and we can get this show started.
C Marie Creations. You see the name? You can find me TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all your custom creations.
Money Demon on YouTube.
Money Demon on YouTube. Straight up, follow me. Hit the like button, share. Y'all know what to do. Do that YouTube thing. I'm supposed to be on X, but they didn't accept my account, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Uh-oh.
Boo. All
Boo.
right. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have been. Hold on. One more intro. One more. Oh, two more intros.
Yo, the
What?
champ is here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
87.
Yo, what's up with it?
What's up, everybody?
What's
Hi,
going on?
Rodney.
Go ahead and let them know where they can find you at. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at in the show. We letting everybody know where they can find you and what you've been up to. 7 days. You want to go first?
Yeah, so man, y'all can find me at 7 days on Instagram. You feel me? Y'all can find me in Las Vegas, man. Might be on the strip, might be on Fremont. You know what I'm talking about? Won't be on the east side. Find me on Instagram though for surely at 7 days on Instagram. Yep, it's good. Tap in.
Rodney?
Yeah, y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, for sure, sure. Yeah, I'm still out here in Las Vegas, man. Y'all can catch me pretty much anywhere around town, mainly the South Side. Shoot, I be on Facebook, be on YouTube. Madman Max Hazard. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Shit.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hold nobody back. Y'all know what we are here for. Now, I do want to ask y'all, where do y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with Diddy, or do y'all want to start with the Terry case?
Which
Kind
case
of
you
up to
said,
y'all.
Diddy
Where
or
y'all want
what?
to start?
Tory
Tory
Lanez.
Or
Lanez.
Tory?
Oh, Tory
Yeah,
Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Tory
I think we
Lanez.
should start with Tory.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, because I was thinking like Tory's not going to be that long of a session real quick. So I think we should start with that.
Hey, let me ask you.
All
Are
right.
you on
Who did
YouTube,
I
bro?
share
You
that
streaming on
to?
YouTube?
I sent one of y'all video. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm finna pull it up. If my computer don't act funny, I can't wait till tomorrow to get a new RAM chip for my computer.
But
That
you are
random ass
streaming on YouTube?
shit.
Yeah, at work, bro. I'll be leaving here. Okay, James will be coming in a little bit, y'all. He said he at work. Like that's where you went to work. I heard the video. It looked like the same dude that we was watching yesterday. Cause James said he got a video of every incident that Diddy did in a cartoon version. I was like, we might need that.
Mm,
We might need that.
Might be a little comedy for comic relief, but
I mean, I need y'all. That's supposed to be my job for the comedy relief. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Bro, are you streaming on YouTube?
We all got jobs. Yeah.
What's your name on YouTube, bro? What's the streaming name?
Burn Live, LLC, or Burn Live hashtag Red Eye.
Oh,
You want me to
bro.
send it to you?
Yeah. I'm trying to look it up. That's why. So Burn Life hashtag.
Okay. Here, let me. I got you, bro.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to
Yeah,
put it
it's
up for my.
hashtag Red Eye. For real.
Okay. Okay.
Let's listen to this, y'all, while we do that.
The breaking news that Tory was brutally attacked in prison. Tory seemed to barely survive the attack, but thankfully, now he's back in the headlines once again. This time, it's being reported that there's new evidence in the Meg versus Tory case that has been discovered, with it now being reported that Kelsey's own bodyguard is confirming that Tory wasn't who shot Meg Thee Stallion. Now this changes everything, and if this evidence can be verified, it could help free Tory Lanez. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the new evidence that can prove Tory Lanez is innocent. Let's
Boy, this is going to bring up too much drama.
get right into it. Right now, we are all watching Tory Lanez fight not only for his freedom, but for his life in real time. Well, he was found guilty a few years back. Today, decision to throw him in prison. Tory definitely isn't a perfect man like most of us. He has his flaws. What it does seem is that he is an innocent man who is most likely proved that to be true. But before we talk about that new evidence, I wanted to update you guys on the situation that Tory is currently recovering from. I managed to find a bit more information on what happened that day. I have been further looking into it, and what I found further confirms what I said in my last video. First, it was reported that Tory Lanez was stabbed early in the morning and it wasn't in the yard. I had reported that the incident happened in the yard as that's what the media initially reported, but it turns out he was just coming out of his cell when the attack happened. Like I said in my previous video, he was hit 14 times and was left with various wounds all over his body. Now, the media has released the name of the suspect who was accused of stabbing Tory Lanez, and his name is Santiago Casio, a 41-year-old man who is serving life in prison for the murder of his underage girlfriend. This man was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole for second-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder, and personal use of a dangerous or deadly weapon to inflict great bodily injury. This man has also gotten himself repeatedly in trouble in prison. In January 2008, he was sentenced to 6 years for assaulting a fellow prisoner with a deadly weapon. In 2018, he was sentenced to another 2 years for possessing a deadly weapon. If any of you watching this video today watched the last video I did on Tory, you would remember that in the first video, I predicted this could have been a hit carried out by someone facing life. This man was in prison facing life and was already known for attacking others. Obviously, this man had no issues taking money for a hit. All they have to do is hit up someone connected to the guy on the outside who collects the payment on behalf of the guy in the inside. Then the job gets done. There have been rumors that all of this happened to Tory because he's paying off gangs in prison, claiming he didn't pay off this gang and that's why they attacked him. Some other claims are that he was behind on gambling debt or that he started a gang war with the Mexican gangs in prison. Now, the man who attacked Tory was a Latino from what it seems from looking at his mugshot. However, there isn't any confirmation or evidence to prove this was because of a gang war or because of any kind of debt. In fact, I strongly believe this.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Give me a little feedback. What y'all think so far?
Somebody forgot to tell Tory the Mexicans had on boots that day. Yeah, I don't get that, Jericho.
From the beginning of this whole thing, I felt like they sent Megan at him. Probably try to feel like, all right, yeah, sleep with her, whatever, sleep with him, get him to get on the label, whatever. That didn't happen. He stayed independent and they try to end him. I don't know. It seemed more like that.
But
I don't know. I
dang.
feel like a little bit more. 'Cause it's like there's so many like questions I have to ask about this. It's
What's
like,
the first? What's the question number one? What's one question you got?
all right, first off, like, what started this whole shit in the first place?
In jail, or what got him to go to jail?
What got him to go to jail?
Oh, he's supposed to have shot Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, what? Okay.
Yeah, but
And
from
then,
the beginning of it, when they said she got shot, this, that, things wasn't adding up. Things wasn't adding up.
okay.
They didn't even have his prints on the gun. I don't know how he's sitting in jail for this, but
Hey, y'all know this the new version of Lean on Me. This the new version of Harlem Nights.
look, send sunshine at him.
Man, she was trying to fight me. Oh, you want to hit on young superstars with thick bodies, huh?
It's crazy. But more and more she done lied. They done caught her in lies.
Well, I know Tory because I know Tory Lanez got a lot of beef with people in the industry. Like a lot of people, like a lot of rappers and shit, like they talk mad shit about him. Like, so I don't know. Could it possibly be like one of these people got something so much against him they framed him?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They saying
That's
Jay-Z because they wanted him on rock. He didn't want to. He wanted to stay independent. And I mean, why would he? He doing good on his own.
I do remember his daddy, in the middle of the court. I don't know if it was the hearing. I'm not sure, but I do remember his daddy calling out Jay-Z at a press conference. Like, where you at? You supposed to be helping my son, at least get him a lawyer. I do remember that happening. I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard this, I really thought this was a publicity stunt. Because at that time, the hip hop world was kind of dying in the news. They really wasn't in the news. We really heard about record labels, you know what I'm saying, falling off. So I thought that personally. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong, true indeed. I'm admitting I was wrong, but that is kind of what I did think at first.
I don't know. I just always felt she was lying. Like even though I don't know, even think she got shot. I think she got grazed. Because after that, that's when she did the WAP video with Cardi. So everybody was like, "You got shot. You don't look like you got shot."
Hold on, let me be like Seven. It's the systematic people trying to hold him down. They trying to get at him.
Yeah, they are. They are.
This is evidence right now.
Yes, they are. Almost try to end his life. Like, yo, that's sad.
That's sad. All right, let's see what else we can learn.
This attack on Tory was under orders from someone from the outside, someone who doesn't want to see Tory Lanez get out of prison. And this was basically just confirmed by Tory Lanez team just yesterday in a press conference. Just yesterday, some representatives of the organization called Unite the People did a press conference where attorney Walter Roberts made the bold claim that Tory is innocent, claiming that they have new evidence to suggest it. They're claiming that Kelsey's bodyguard recently came forward and confessed that Kelsey had admitted to being the one who shot Megan, also admitting that Tory ran up on Megan and Kelsey to stop the shooting, knocking the weapon out of her hand, where it went off 2 more times.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So they just locked him up. They just locked him up on some allegations, on some fake allegations.
Yeah, now it's how
We are here today to bring you.
Say that again.
I said, so they just locked him up on some bullshit. And that's what I was telling you, man. They just love to see niggas in jail, bro. Just lock you up for anything, bro. If somebody could lie on you and you'll go to jail, bro.
I mean, it does sound like it sounded more and more like a setup from like somebody that he might have to do it on somebody.
Picture they doing all the black celebrities like that. Picture that.
I'm saying though, it kind of sounds like he got some dirt on somebody and they don't want him out because he can probably get out and fucking release some fucking dirt on somebody, like somebody famous type shit, somebody with a lot of money. It's gonna ruin him. So they try to get him. They try to get him taken out.
I do notice a lot of people are trying to, like I was saying yesterday, there are a lot of people in this industry that are trying to expose the industry for who they are and what they're about. And in that case, and in that format, then yes, I had to believe what Seven said. I had to be totally with you when I would say, yeah, they are really trying to extort.
I think they try to silence.
All right.
It's to limit the money that these young African Americans is having. You know what I'm saying? They starting to have a lot of money. They starting to become millionaires and billionaires. They got to find a way to like stop that. You know what I'm saying? So let's lock them up and take away all their dough for they won't be, see what it is they're afraid that, what I'm saying, if black people come into power, that we're going to treat them how they treated us. That's what they're afraid of, bro.
I shared a video. Like, I want to talk about that a little bit later. So please keep that in mind because I shared a video definitely to Cheyenne about what they're doing over there to Africa. And unfortunately, you're going to be proud of it. Trust me, I promise you're going to be proud to see this video. To everybody else that's watching, it's going to be a little shocking, or it might not be shocking. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all be the judge, but that's definitely something. Now, both of y'all just sent me videos about the same thing. Jason sent me a good criminal lawyer view. And you sent me, what did you send me? Because I thought that was right there.
I sent you where Trump was saying to free Tory. I knew you would love that.
So I guess, yeah, we definitely going to play the Trump one. That's only 26.
Yes.
I'm
like, not Trump talking about free him.
Yo. You remember the conversation that we had on Talk of the Tick about who we considered bringing America back into Christianity and who's not.
Mhm.
So I wonder. I wish some of those people on that panel was here and be like,
Mhm.
so Trump is doing this. Is this Christianity? Is this Christianity or not?
Look, he been screaming free him. So hopefully he's free this time. He'll get him free.
Oh,
It don't really sound like he's guilty so far, though.
Trump could really get
right.
him out of jail if he wanted to.
Yes.
Presidential pardon, shit.
But Trump is trying to do good for America, but he ain't trying to look after for black people though. He ain't doing nothing for the niggas, to be honest with you.
Now, technically,
But
you're lying, but I understand that you want something specifically done for black folks, and you know that never happened. That's too racist to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That means he ain't doing nothing for the blacks.
See, that's
Who
to
are
me, that's
black?
higher.
There's
That's
nobody.
higher.
There's nobody black in America. So of course I wouldn't do nothing for the blacks. There's no black people in America.
There's no black people in America?
No, I think your skin tone is brown.
Man, stop playing games, bro. You play so much. Ain't
Now,
no
if you want
black
him to
people in
help
America.
if you want him to help the gorillas in the zoo, yeah, they
They'll
black.
probably
Gorillas
help
are
the
black.
gorillas before they help the black people, bro. Straight up.
That don't say that. Don't do like
That's
that.
for real, bro. Way
You
before they
prefer the
do
term
something
Stop
for
marking.
niggas, bro,
African
they help the gorillas.
I believe the proper term is African American, sir.
What was that?
No, that's not the proper term because a lot of people in a modern day society don't consider themselves African American. Some people
Well,
say,
whatever you
Some
want to
people
call us,
don't like
bro. You
that
want to call
term.
us
They're like,
black.
I ain't African.
You want to call us black. You want to call us brown. You want to call us African. You want to call us African Americans. They ain't doing shit for none of these motherfuckers.
Shit, look, you want to keep it real? They ain't doing shit for half of these white people either. The ones that are the same level of us, yo,
the poster child
boy, it sound like he whispered, Trump.
for unprotecting of black women. But the irony of that is he protected two black women that night, one from going to jail and one from getting shot. I think it's time you let that boy back outside. You know the crazy thing about this whole Tory Lanez situation?
That's not really him.
They made him
That
the poster child.
That ain't
for
Trump. Trump ain't
unprotecting
doing
of
nothing for black
women.
people, bro.
That
I'm
ain't
trying to
Trump.
tell you. And I like Trump. He a good president. He just ain't doing nothing for the black people because our niggas
let me
don't want
correct
nothing.
you.
Like you told me earlier, like yesterday. You said you don't want
Let,
nothing. You don't really niggas. You don't even want shit.
let me
I
correct
told
you,
you what I
sir.
wanted. I told you what I wanted for us, and you disagree, and you didn't agree with me. You thought
Well, what you want?
what I wanted was stupid. Remember, I want life insurance at
Yeah,
birth for
that ain't
everybody
shit,
that's
bro.
black.
That
There
ain't
you go.
nothing, bro.
Yet again, you see what I'm saying, y'all? When my suggestion that's gonna bring generational wealth, he
How?
don't want. He don't want no generational wealth.
How
All he
you
wants is a
get life
check.
insurance bringing general?
Look up life insurance and all the benefits that come with life insurance. You can use life insurance while you're alive.
That's true.
You can get $1 million settlement on yourself and use half that money to pay off bills, to start a business. Whatever you want to do there, brother.
Bro, how is we getting life insurance helping anybody have wealth?
How generational wealth? Because if you get $1 million life insurance, I ain't gotta bury you. There ain't gonna be no wrong corrupted crimes. You're never gonna get accused of wrongdoings because the life insurance is gonna pay for it. You gotta learn the insurance scheme of today's society. If insurance is a scam, why don't you use the scam to benefit yourself? And you, like I said, you can get payouts to yourself.
But
That's
in
something
order
to
to get
raw.
life insurance, you gotta die, right?
No,
No,
Oh,
that's what these white people be doing. They be They know how to finesse it and all what you got to do to get it.
Bro, just
It's
give me
not a
my money. I
finesse.
don't
It's
want
They
no
be
insurance.
borrowing it
Just give
from
me the cash.
themselves. They borrow it from themselves while they're alive. And
why don't you just go? You
yes,
want a
businesses,
loan.
houses.
You want a grant. Why don't you just go
Yes,
get you
give
a
us a
couple of
grant.
grants?
Give me a grant. I
You
don't
can
want
go
no
get
fucking
one.
insurance.
Gotta sign up for one.
Just
I
like
want
right.
I want the
They're
actual
out
cash.
there.
Don't give me no insurance and I gotta man, give me the money, bro. Stop
Go
playing.
get. You can go get. See, that's the thing about you. You can go get this money that you asking for that you want, and you don't need the president to give it to you.
Yes, we do.
That's not his
What's
job.
what's the purpose of us
It's
having
You.
not
a
his
president and he
job.
ain't gonna hook us up?
The
Why
president
do we
ain't
need
shit
him
but a
if he ain't gonna do nothing
figurehead.
for us?
The president ain't shit but a figurehead. All
Okay, but he's
his
giving
big power.
everybody else money
Look,
though.
look,
Why
look,
can't
look,
we get
look,
ours?
look, bro. The best thing a president can do, he can either sign something to make a law pass, or he can freaking sign the paper to say, nah, this ain't happening. That's all the power a president has. That's
Well,
it.
sign us a paper to where we get some bread. So, write that down.
Congress, Congress has to do that for you. Congress has to make that shit up, not the president. That has shit to do with the president.
I
Everybody want
just
to blame the president and shit, but you
I'm
know
gonna just
what?
say like this: you have the Trump is in office for 4 years. You personally have the opportunity to go knock on his door, sit down with Trump, and say, "Look at her. I want an executive order." Blase, blase, blah. You have the permission. You don't need no permission. You have the free honor to go do that, and you know Trump will respect that because all it takes is for the people not to like something, and Trump is gonna do it.
so you telling
Trump
me
is a
I'm the
people
only
person.
black person that wants some money? Is that what y'all telling me?
Yes, you're the only black person that really want a paycheck. You don't want
That's a
nothing
damn shame.
longevity. You do not. You personally do not want no longevity wealth. You're not even looking at that.
I can't get
And when
none
somebody
now.
name
Fuck
it, you say you don't
longevity. I
want
need
it.
some now.
Are you broke right now?
Hell yeah.
So you ain't got $1 in your pocket.
No.
You on food stamps. You
Yes.
on Section 8.
Yes.
I'm finna, you know what? I'm finna leave him alone because
You play too much.
I need some money right now. Y'all talking to y'all see and this is
okay,
the
what's that
problem.
commercial? What's that
We
commercial
all
where
gotta
it's
be
my
with this
money and I want
together.
it
We
now?
all
And I
gotta
want
be
it now.
together on this. We all
That's
gotta
like a
put our
lawyer
voices
thing.
together and let's go down there together and let's go get some money. How we gonna get some money if it's 5 of us on here and 3 of us, at least 3 of us, don't want no money?
I'd rather get life insurance than money.
Man, that's crazy. Let's do a vote, y'all. Life insurance or cash now. If y'all want the life insurance,
Both.
raise your hand.
I'm greedy. I want it both.
Let's
I
do a
want
vote.
both.
If y'all want the
I
life
want, I
insurance,
want,
raise your hand.
I need
I
money
said
right
I want
now.
both.
If you want, okay,
I want both.
hold on. Let's start over. If
I'm
y'all want the
greedy.
life insurance, raise your hand. If y'all want the money now, raise your hand. Oh man, we want the money now, man. We win, man.
I said I want it. Hey, I said I want both. Look,
Hey, I
I'm
ain't
a
mad at
greedy
that. I ain't mad at
Look,
that.
now
I
and
ain't mad at
later.
that at all. So
Shit.
4 out of 5
I'm trying to
want the
make
money
sure.
now. Only the 2 people want life insurance. Man, let's go get our bread. Y'all stop playing, man. Y'all stop playing on this internet.
Look, how can we sit down and talk to him? What we gotta do?
Yeah, Burn Live. Tell us.
Yeah.
It's two
He's
ways. It's
flexing
two
some
ways we
dollars
can go
on the
do it.
screen. Is there some
It's
dollars
two
on
ways that
screen?
we can do this. We can. I think this is the best way for y'all to do it because this is how, especially Seven. I believe this is the best way for you. Either you're gonna go on Twitter and demand something very loudly and it go viral, or you're gonna go on TikTok and express yourself and talk to Trump and it go viral. And I guarantee you're gonna have a sit down with Trump.
I don't got
Or
TikTok
you can do it
or
the right way and take
whatever.
yourself to Washington, D.C. Go to Washington, D.C., ask for a meeting with Trump, and you're going to sit there for however how long it takes. They will feed you and water you until you sit down with Trump, and you can go in the Oval Office and have a sit down meeting.
I think that's cap. I don't think it's that easy because if that's the case,
You
It would be
kind of
so
have to
many
have a
niggas in
position.
line to get the bread. That's
You
not
do
true.
not have to have a position to go sit down and talk to the president.
So, you telling me regular Joe
You got to
Blow off the
remember
street?
the president works for you. Don't forget that, Rodney. The president works for
I
you.
understand
You
that.
voted
I
him in. If
understand
it
that.
wasn't for you going to the voting for Trump, not y'all, but people that did, he wouldn't be there. So he works for you. So yes, you can go up there and say, "Hey, I want to have a meeting with the person that I put into office." Yes, you can do that. Quit acting like your skin color holds you back from doing American
I mean, I'm
things.
pretty sure you could have a meeting with Trump, but
I'm pretty sure. Just like
me
you
personally, I'm not going to Washington D.C. I don't got no
Look,
Twitter. I ain't got no TikTok, so that's out.
look,
So I'm
I
gonna need you
never
to do
try
it.
to
You got
be. Look,
TikTok, Twitter. You got all these accounts. Do it for me, bro. Do it for the bros. Do it for us.
no, because
Why
I
you
do
don't
not
have
want y'all to get
TikTok
a check.
or
Oh,
why
cause
you
you
don't
don't
Because
got
want
I
us
I'm
to.
want
just
y'all to
saying.
get
Hey,
a
keep it
paycheck.
real, Burn Live. You don't want us to have no money.
I want y'all to get life insurance.
I never gave you niggas money.
I'd rather
Hey,
y'all
no,
get life insurance and then y'all go get the money off your life insurance and spend it on things you
Well,
want.
I ain't
Yeah,
play those
again,
type of games, but
see,
we just had the money now.
because you'll be broke tomorrow. That's why. And I'm not talking specifically you.
So what? So what? At least we got
Yet
something.
again, that's y'all hear him saying so what? But yet again, if you listen to what the streets be talking about, we want longevity wealth. We want stuff to pass down generational, not something that be gone tomorrow.
I
If
don't
I'm
think we
not
care about
mistaken.
that. I think we want our
Hey,
money now,
but that's the
and whoever
problem.
decides to spend their money on bullshit, that's them. But at least he could say he did it.
That's
invest
the
your money in
problem.
a
That's
401k.
the problem. See, that's the big problem in black
Whoa,
communities right now,
everybody,
though.
everybody get
Y'all want that
401k
short-term
automatically.
money.
What happened?
Do you know that? See, that's one of the biggest problems in black communities nowadays, though. They all want that short-term money so they can buy little J's, shoes, fucking cars and shit, and give it right back to the damn government instead of doing what they should be doing, taking care of their family, and making sure their family well to do out, not just for the next generation, but the generation after that. That's what, unfortunately, that's where Caucasian people they're ahead of us on that shit. They know better. They're going, you know what? Let me make sure that future generations are set so they don't got to worry about shit. They ain't gonna have to fucking struggle. They always gonna have a roof over their head. They always gonna have jobs for themselves, careers for themselves. They're gonna be able to go to school. They're gonna be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. They set up for the future. Us, we hit that money, we spend it, they give it right back.
See, but
That's
the
not
thing is,
that's not the
Ronnie,
right thing
that
to
you
do.
gotta understand is we're so used to being broke. When we finally do money, we can only buy stuff that we need right now, like shoes. We don't have no niggas is broke, so they buy shoes. They buy
How
niggas
y'all
don't have a
broke, but
car. Niggas
y'all
don't have
buying
a good
Jordans?
running
Stop
car,
playing with
so we
me.
spend our money
No,
on our
stop,
car.
stop,
But if
stop,
we
stop.
already had a car, we
How is
already
y'all
had our
broke and y'all
crib,
buying
we already
Jordans?
got shoes. Now we're going to invest our money into our future. But right now, niggas don't got a car.
Niggas got Jordans. Stop buying Jordans. Stop buying
Bruh, niggas
Gucci.
don't got a
Stop
car,
buying
bruh. Good
gold.
car. We ain't got no
Stop
good
playing.
cars.
Stop
Okay,
playing.
but you know
I bet you they got
let me
Jordans on their feet.
okay, let's say you do need a car. They
No,
give you enough
no,
money to get a
Hold on, Rodney. He would not admit that black people got Jordans on their feet.
Yeah, we got Jordans on
car.
our feet, but like I said, we're so poor that we don't
How
have
you
a
poor?
car.
How
We don't
much
have a
do
house
Jordans
that we
cost?
own. We all
How
live
much
in
do Jordans?
apartments. We don't have no
Hundreds of
houses that we
dollars.
own.
How
We
much do
don't
Jordans
own our
cost?
cars. We got broke ass, fake, fucked up ass cars.
How
Niggas
much do
don't have
Jordans
nothing. So
cost?
when we do get a little bit of
Stop
money,
buying
Got the
Jordans.
hundred.
when we do get a little bit of money,
What
yeah, we
my bro
first
got a
buy
turn up,
the
but
simple shit.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Please do.
It ain't really a race thing. Fucking everyone got spending problems. I got spending problems myself.
right.
I spend too much money on the car that I have. I could have a house right now, but I pay a fuck ton of money in this car, you know? Like everyone's just got spending problems. It ain't really a race thing.
Yeah, but
I,
see, that's what I'm saying though. You see how he
no,
said
that's
he
not what
spent a
you
lot
said.
of money on his car. That's what I'm saying. If he already got a car now, he's going to spend his money on buying a house. But for
Wait,
black people, that's the poorest community in America. We don't even have a car. We don't got no car that's $60,000. We don't even got that.
wait. I The thing is, fucking, I make a lot of money, but I just spend my money horribly, you know? I make like 90K a year, but pay 12,000 on this car every
Right,
month, you
but
know?
so imagine this, bro. Imagine you don't make 90,000 a year. Imagine that you're broke and you have no money. The first thing you're gonna buy is some shoes, then you're gonna buy a car. Imagine
Why
you don't have
why does it
90,000
sound
a
like you're
year.
talking about bums?
No, I'm saying black people
So,
are the poorest
no,
community.
so,
Imagine we don't make
so,
$90,000. We don't make the average black person don't make as much as you. So that's
so,
why when they do have a little bit of money, they gotta buy some shoes before they could buy a house and buy all type of stuff. And they don't make 90,000 a year.
But
let me
I
let
did
me
the same thing when I was broke though. When I ain't had no money and I was like working at Burger King, I would do the same thing, spend my money on stupid shit, you know? It's not what I'm saying is everyone's got spending problems. Even the people around here, they got spending problems, you
Yeah,
know?
and see that's correct.
Maxing out their
So
credit cards
imagine
and shit.
but imagine a whole race of people that's poor like that. Imagine that though.
let me attempt to put things in a different kind of perspective here. All right, Capiche, let me ask you something because we pretty much in the same tax bracket, right? And we both have had cars before. Both of us have had cars before. We didn't barely making any fucking money at all. That's because you and me, we're we're better at managing our shit. Like we'll say, look, instead of trying to go ahead and get like this fucking $50,000 car, we'll go ahead and take our tax money, take about like what, like maybe 1,400, get a car, that shit'll run for a good minute. And then we still have some shit left. And still able to go ahead and get in an apartment. Still able to go like handle shit. That's because we think like that. There's a lot of the problem with the other people is they get that little taste of money. They don't want to be frugal about that shit. They'd rather just try to get like the most expensive shit, and unfortunately, it's the majority of black people that like to do this shit. You get that little lump sum of money. You want to spend it on frivolous shit instead of fucking
Yeah,
using that.
because once again, it's because they're so used to being poor. You got to think about a poor person
Yo,
when they
They
finally
have
I'm
get some
poor
poor,
money,
they
too.
they're
have
going to
poor
buy
I'm
something
mentality.
that
poor
they
too.
never
That's no
had.
excuse.
Yeah, they have poor
Me and
mentality.
Capiche have been poor too. We know what it is to be poor. Shit, I'm sure we both been homeless at some point, like on some real shit. But you know what? Just because I'm impoverished doesn't mean that I have to keep that impoverished mind state.
Yeah,
You
but
have
guess
to
what?
grow out
Just
of that.
because you got a little money, why do you think your mindset automatically changed because you got a little money? If you had this certain mentality yesterday and I gave you $1 million today, you still got that same mentality. How all of a sudden you got a little bit of money, your mind changed? No, you still think like a poor person.
Hmm.
Not if you educate yourself and break free of that, though. You have to educate yourself and break free of that shit.
Yeah, but that takes time. Education takes time. I can't hit for $1 million today, and my mind gonna change tomorrow. It takes time for you to educate yourself. So you're talking about a race of people that's poor and undereducated. You're not talking about. You're comparing them to a white race that got a lot of money and is hella educated and go to Harvard and Stanford and shit. These black people barely go graduate high school, barely go to college. So how all
Who
of
are
a
That's
you
just
sudden
that.
talk?
they get
Who are
some
you
money and they're gonna
technically
be
talking
smart? It
about,
don't work
sir?
like that.
When you talk about these black people, where are these black people at? That you
All
be
around America.
where?
In
I'm gonna
America.
guess you're talking about
I
ghetto.
need you to be Pacific when you're talking about these people. Where are these people at,
St.
sir?
Louis, Memphis, Arkansas, Mississippi, California, Tennessee, Florida, New York.
So there's not people in these spots that's making money that's doing the right thing. They all
I'm
poor,
saying the
right?
majority of black people are
And
poor.
what is the
I could pull
percentage
up
of
the stat. I can send you. Let me send you something, and it's gonna blow y'all mind right here. Let me send you something because y'all comparing poor black people to rich white people. Watch
who
this.
compare?
No, no, we're not. I just
I
compared them
keep
to
forgetting.
myself
I
and Capiche.
Seven likes to
Hold on, right quick.
seven
Hold on. I'm gonna educate y'all today. Hold on. Y'all gonna
Seven
learn
likes
something today.
to
Hold
imagine
on.
that people think a certain way without no proof to back it up. Like he just knows your brain cells and the molecules that's up in it and how it works. Especially when the little TAC get up and oh yeah, he just knows how it works. It's amazing, y'all. I love this panel, and you know what I'm saying. I love Seven because we need people out here that's gonna race hustle us into doing into being broke tomorrow. We black and we need money. What about tomorrow?
We
Well,
need it
get food
now.
stamps. What about the next day? Get on Section 8. What about the next day? Do it all over
All of that
again.
ends though. When all of that ends,
But it's not going to end
I'm
technically.
just not. I'm see, especially not thinking that way though. That way of thinking is not the way that we grow. Like that's the exact reason why we still getting left behind. Is because we haven't we instead of like admitting that look we make dumb decisions, we want to make excuses for ourselves, and that's out to me. Like I'm sick of the whole excuse thing. Stop making excuses for yourself and do what you got to do to rise up.
It's not an excuse, it's the truth. Go ahead and pull up that video, man, that I just sent you if you could, please. It's not an excuse. It's the truth. Do you have a hat on your head or is that an excuse? That's the truth.
Mm. Clearly, it's a hat.
Okay, so it's the truth. Certain thing is called the truth. You just can't handle the truth, so you say, "Oh, it's an excuse for why I wear this hat." No, 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 no. You have a hat on your head, and I'm just telling the truth.
That doesn't make any sense as
And the
regards to
thing,
what the
it makes
conversation is
perfect
about.
sense. It's just like I said, is the people mind, right? It's so it's they don't know the facts and reality and don't know the stats and don't know the truth. So we just kind of just believe what they tell us to believe.
I know the stats. I know the stats. Definitely know the damn stats. But what I also know is what I see right in front of me.
Which is what? Which is what?
I see a lot of people blaming other people for their problems instead of looking inwards and going, hey, you know what? This is me that's making the mistake.
Sir, we live
They
in
want to
a
blame the
country
white
where we
man.
have a president, right? Is that true?
Duh.
Okay. So our president, is he not the commander in chief? Did he not run the country?
Like I said before, he's a figurehead.
Okay, you can call him a
But
figurehead all you want to, but
Congress
the
runs
facts
the
and the truth
country.
is we have a president, which is the truth, and he runs the country, which is the truth. That means you're
Uh-uh.
in charge of making the
Uh-uh.
country successful.
Uh-uh.
Quit raising your hand, just speak.
No, he
Well,
is.
I
Let
ain't trying
me
to
just
just
finish this.
cut him off, you know. Okay, I got
Yeah.
a question. So, do you think that the issue is education?
Yeah, it's the education because
Yeah.
look at I'm yes, you're
You
yes,
think that
because
it's
listen.
an education system? Do you think it's an education system?
Yes, it's an education system. Donald Trump
That's
talked
half of
about
it.
it not too long ago. He said we have the
Okay.
lowest education. We spend the most money on education, and we the dumbest people in the world. He said we're
Uh,
the lowest.
I believe
We
that's
spend the
true.
most money on education, and we're the dumbest people in the world in America. Our scores is the lowest. So
What
it's an
about
That would,
education problem.
college,
That's why y'all
like
don't know the
higher
stats.
education?
That's why y'all think we can just pull ourselves up by our fucking bootstraps. No, it's the education. Like you said, bro. Rodney said earlier. He said, it's the education. We need to educate ourselves. We're not educated. So that's why we're going
Okay,
to continue to be poor. You get it?
hold on. Hold on. Okay, so the education system, right?
Yes.
But we're the best when it comes to higher education, right? Our country scores highest with higher education. The problem is the lower education, right?
That's the beginning. What do
like
you
high
mean? So
schools,
yeah,
elementary schools,
when
shit
you're in
like
college,
that.
of course you're
Yeah.
gonna be
Okay,
smart.
wait. I'm getting to my point, right? We need more higher educated people, like we need doctors and shit like that, right? But we aren't having enough people getting into fucking college, right?
Yeah, that's a big problem.
It's
I
not
don't get your point.
it's it's not the like high schools and elementary schools that are overfunded. It's the higher education, which is a good thing, right?
Not
Man, listen.
Pro-
necessarily.
No matter how you
Not
look at it, we
necessarily.
are the most we're the undereducated country in the world, bruh. We are. No matter if it's
Because I
college,
mean,
high school, elementary, whichever degree of education you want to talk about, we're low. It's because we're
But
fucking motherfuckers is stupid. And it
well,
shows. It shows
educated people are pretty
our
smart.
it shows how unintelligent we are when niggas say shit like we rather have insurance than money.
Fish, man. I just see the fish over there with his head all down. Oh
It
man, I know
shows.
you got something.
Hey, can
Well,
you
my
pull up the video I put up there? Is that possible? So I can
Yeah, but
teach because
if you want to talk,
I
wait a
actually
minute.
am educated, so I want to teach y'all something. So let's pull up
So,
the video, please, so we can learn something today.
oh my God. So everybody get to talk, right? But me. You got to pull up the
Yeah,
video.
it's his turn.
Okay. That's how we gonna run it today.
You drink too much coffee. You eat out too much. You shouldn't buy that fancy phone.
Why are we listening to a female? See? Bad role model.
And
Males
don't
are
be
the leaders,
sexist.
not females.
Don't be sexist now.
I'm
Come
just
on.
joking. I'm just joking. I was
Mm,
just joking. I was just being an asshole.
You don't know how
don't
to
be canceled.
budget. That's why you don't have any money. Get dealer your time.
I do not hear this all the time.
They are lies. This color in the US, the root of our financial insecurity stems from institutional racism and white supremacy that has existed since the founding of this country.
Now, is she gonna go into an example what she means by this or not?
Yeah,
I
you gotta watch
guarantee
the
she is not
video.
gonna
You
give
gotta
no
watch it.
example
You
what
have
she
to
means
watch
by.
it.
We're gonna watch it, but we still gotta break it down and analyze. We just can't watch the whole video.
You gotta let her cook though. Listen to her. It's only 6 minutes.
You still can't trust me. That's the guidelines. I got a letter the other day. When it comes to video, you have to stop in between them and break them down. You're only really supposed to use 60 seconds of a video.
Country. Let's start with home ownership. Buying a house is supposed to be the way middle-class Americans build wealth. Of course, these days, many Americans are struggling to make this dream come true, and for people of color, it used to be practically impossible. And
My next
Not
question right
today.
here: Are there people of color in the middle class? Where he go? See, this is what I'm saying.
I'm right here, bro. You don't want her to. You don't want to listen to her.
We cannot listen. I got
She
questions.
talk
If
for.
I got
She can
questions,
talk for 10 seconds. You cut her off.
she talked for 58 seconds. And
No,
yes, I
the
have cut
first
her off
one was a
because I
whole
got
little intro.
yet again. My question to you at this point is: do you believe there's middle class black people?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Okay. I just got to make sure we all are on the same page of
But the
understanding this.
majority of us is poor. Majority.
What percentage you think is that?
I mean, she about to tell you if you listen to her.
Okay.
And that was by design.
But I'm asking you.
By design. Starting in the 1930s, Black people in this country were systematically denied the opportunity to purchase homes because of a racist scheme called redlining. Majority Black and brown neighborhoods were literally colored in red and shut out of home loans. The past plagues us today. 60% of those redline communities remain low-income minority neighborhoods.
Pause right there. You can pause.
You've heard
right
of
there.
subprime mortgages, right? Those products that wrecked the economy in 2008. And
you can pause right there. All that stuff she said, the red line, it affect us today.
You know what though? It's not just black people in the red light
The
community
red line
anymore.
doesn't even exist today.
So y'all,
They got rid of the
y'all,
redlining.
so she lying then. She lying to y'all then, right?
I'm just saying it's a little short-sighted to just think that that's
Did
only black people
did
that do
anybody say
that.
that? All I said is redlining is over. They got rid of that.
Okay, so she
So
lying.
that's kind of meant that.
Y'all.
Who said who said that?
I'm saying you said
Nobody
it's over,
said
right?
that.
If she said it's still effective today, y'all saying it's over, that means somebody's lying, right?
I didn't say that.
If
I
that's
just
how you
said you're overlooking the fact that there are definitely impoverished white people, impoverished Mexican people, impoverished Asian people in the communities too. It's not just black people.
Okay, but we're talking about you got to stay on subject though, brother. We talking about redlining with the black and brown community. I know you want to add Asians and white people, but she's breaking something down. That's what I'm saying. We got to be educated enough to at least be able to listen and learn.
Okay, you repeating that over is not going to make no sense to this point that you was
Of
trying to
course, it
make.
don't make sense because, like I said, we ain't educated enough to listen and to actually learn. We're not even that educated.
I have
Go
to
ahead,
disagree. Very
go ahead and hit
disagree
it,
with
man.
you. Now you're trying to say there's no black doctors, no black lawyers.
I
We
know
never had a
I
black,
didn't say those words. I didn't say that. I said
but
we're not educated enough to listen and to learn. That's what I said.
we are listening. But if she's false on something,
That's what I'm
if
saying.
if
Y'all calling her a
redlining
liar.
doesn't if redlining doesn't exist no more because redlining is over, because yes, it did used to exist. I'm not saying it didn't. Nobody's saying that she's lying. We just saying that yeah, it is over. Now,
Okay.
this video is 5 years old.
Oh, so it's okay. Well, let's just let it keep playing.
Destroyed Black and Latino wealth? Well, they were generated during the redlining era. Housing is just one bit of institutional racism that hinders the ability of people of color to build wealth. That's to say nothing of slavery and Jim Crow laws.
Ooh. Let me rewind right here. Where is my arrow? Because I had a good TikTok discussion with some religious people about where are they? Where are they?
Housing is just one bit of institutional racism that hinders the ability of people of color to build wealth. That's to say nothing of slavery.
This image right here does not make sense, does not exist, and when you sit there, because the dude even broke down the measurements of these ships and stuff that said this does not make sense at all. I just want to throw that out there.
And Jim Crow laws, which led us to mass
Jim Crow laws. Black people was awfully rich. They was making good money.
incarceration. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let me catch you up. So, acknowledging that the past was rigged, we can better understand our present. And in the present, the racial wealth gap is enormous. And when I say wealth, we're not talking about being rich. Wealth is what you own, your house, car.
Let's look at that graph, y'all. Look at that graph for a second. If you go back to that graph, break that graph down, y'all. Is this graph a lie too, y'all?
It's not. Okay, I will say this much: it's not 100% accurate.
So anything the black man say to defend a black man is a lie to y'all.
What is
No,
this
I
on
didn't say. I
average?
didn't say it was a
He
lie. I didn't say it
said
was a
y'all,
lie.
Our
I
but
graph
said
is
that
nobody.
it's
wrong.
not
Our
100%
Why you
history is
why you
accurate.
can't
wrong.
go
Our
specifically to
money
that
is
person that
wrong.
you're talking
Everything we
to?
say is a lie.
Here, hold on. I got a
Who is
question. Is this on
And
average or is
it's a lie.
this on average or is this like total?
It's average.
Average white people are making 336K a year.
No, what I'm saying is
Okay, see, I
compare.
don't buy the Hispanic thing like being more than black. I don't buy that. Like, nah, I
No,
think
you
that
gotta
really
look what
happens.
the graph say. You gotta read the graph. Look what it say.
Yeah, I'm reading it. Is this like including like these billionaires and shit? Because that will skew this shit a whole ton.
Right.
I mean, I'm not doubting that white people make on average make more. I agree with this somewhat. I also don't trust this video to be completely accurate, you know.
And plus, you know what? There's a lot of wealthy black people. We ain't gonna disclose this kind of fucking shit to them, to people like for these type of graphs and shit like that. We don't want people to know we making money like that. So
Maybe.
it's not completely. There's no way it's 100%
Wait,
accurate. I'm not saying
when
it's
was this
wrong.
video made? When was this video made? On
5
average,
years
black
ago.
people make
5 years ago.
10K?
5 years ago.
10K a year? This isn't like back in the 70s, 10K a year?
That's what I'm saying. Like this, no, that can't be right. And then
Yeah,
Hispanic people make more than us? No,
there,
no.
there ain't
You
no
make
way
over
10K
10K
a
working
year.
at Burger King.
Yeah.
I'm sorry though. Back then when we were we were working at Burger King 5 years ago, we were making more than that shit. So make that make sense.
I knew this was gonna happen the longer that this graph stood up here, and y'all really get to just soaking it in and really looking at it. Like
That was a lot of
like
shit that ain't
the
making sense.
I think
Yeah,
the
no,
average
don't get me wrong. I agree with the premise. Don't get me wrong, but like this
That
graph
graph
is
is
like
not accurate.
wildly off. Yeah, like
Yeah,
this
2013 ain't no way.
graphic would have made sense in the 60s, 50s, and 40s.
But
but
even
yeah,
then, 136K a year for white
In
people.
Now in the 40s, I can 100% believe that all day long. Like, yeah, that makes sense. 40s, the 20, like the 20s, 40s, 50s, 60s, I can somewhat believe that.
but after the '90s though, no, this shit, huh?
Nah, nah.
Even after
Even
the
in the
'80s, huh?
not because not in the 80s. Because after breaking a barrier and so much stuff, you're like you was getting paid. Now discrimination. Now this is what I'm not gonna do. Now discrimination happened. It was around. That was still
It
happening.
still is. I'm not
Whatever.
gonna sit here to be blind about it. Discrimination still definitely exists.
Yeah, but yeah, if this was, I would 100% agree. This from 60s on back. This chart is 100% correct.
Okay, so listen, if you just said it's 100% correct, then look at it. Black people are super poor compared to white people.
He said in the '60s. We're over here in
Okay.
2025.
Okay, hold on, but yet again, I cannot. I'm just being
Hold
honest.
on,
I'm just
I'll
being
look this
honest.
up.
Yet
The graph
again,
say 2013, y'all. It don't say the
the point
60s.
that he's trying to say is the difference, and the difference is at them times, you know what I'm saying. We was not buying property.
This ain't the
We
60s,
wasn't
bro.
being
This is
older.
2013.
That's still very inaccurate because I highly doubt Hispanic households made more than black people in 2000 in 2013.
What I'm
You
telling
can't
you
tell
is
me.
if you look at the graph in 2025, is no difference. Look up,
He's
find a graph in 2025. It hasn't changed.
What what household
Rodney,
only make
Rodney,
what black
Rodney. Hold
household
on,
made less
stop,
than
stop, Rodney, Rodney.
Hold on, wait.
What he's
I
saying,
looked up a
what
graph.
he
I looked up a graph. I looked up a
hold on,
graph.
send it to me. Send it to me real quick because what he is
2025. Let's send it. Send it.
It
because
is
please,
way not even close to that. I mean,
but
there
yet
is a
again,
wage gap, but it's
that's
not.
that's what he's trying to make a point of. Is the gap. That's the only thing he's trying to make his point. And if you look at his point that he's trying to make, then he's 100% correct, no matter what year we look at. I hate to. I don't even say I hate to, but I'm just being honest.
And I
Seven
thank
is
you for
right
your
when it comes to
honesty
the
because
gap.
that's real.
I can get
And we
behind
looking
I,
at
I
it,
sent you
y'all.
a picture.
All right.
Thank you for that honesty because it's like you can't compare black people to white people, and it's a mistake when you do that because you talk about some people that's hella richer than us. That's like fighting a professional boxer. Like you can't just get in there with a professional boxer. They've been training hella longer. Why you think you're gonna be able to fight this person in the ring? It's not gonna happen. That's like you getting in a
So
ring with
why
Mike
don't we
Tyson.
just stop? If we just stop fighting and just
No, because you know what? They're fighting us. They're winning. They're controlling the world. They're controlling America. So
stop.
it
Hold
ain't
on.
up to
Stop.
us
Stop.
to
Stop. Stop. Stop.
stop
Stop.
fighting. We
This,
gotta
this is
start
this is
fighting.
this is. We've been fighting too long. Fighting what? I don't think
No,
they
niggas
fighting
ain't
us.
fighting. Niggas is weirdos.
I
Oh,
don't think they fighting us, bro.
wait. Asian people out earning everybody.
Yeah,
Of
nowadays, yeah, for
course.
sure. Big
like
time. We owe Asia.
by a lot.
We owe Asia like a motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay. So here's another graph that we bringing up.
Can you zoom that in somehow?
All right,
I
y'all.
can't
We've
even
been on
zoom
this.
this.
We are
Even
hour into the
even with this graph right here, black people are still the poorest.
No,
Nobody's denying that.
or Latinx. I hate that they say that. Latino people are making less than you guys. And then it's you guys and it's white people, and then by a long shot it's Asian people.
But look how much closer that gap is though compared to that graph that was there before.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, that
yeah,
gap is not
of
And
course.
this is
near as
this is just as July 16, 2023.
Yeah,
so
but it's a
that's
whole
just
But yet,
different
Joey.
type of
but yet,
That was a
scale.
little bit
okay,
off. That was
y'all,
quite a bit off base. Yeah.
understand. But yet again, his point is the gap wage. Now, if we can break it down a little bit more to see what the gap wage is, then you know what I'm saying. But okay, but there are opportunities. You cannot tell me there's not opportunities today for us to
It's
make that
it's
smaller.
opportunities, y'all. But guess what? When you
But you
in
want them to
last
stop.
place, we have
But
opportunities. Don't
I
get
don't
me
think
wrong,
that
but
matters in life.
we're
All
in
that stuff
last
shouldn't
place.
matter.
That's like
That
us
stuff
running
should.
a race, bro. You gotta start hella later, bro. You gonna lose every time.
I think that shouldn't matter. Stuff like that, race and
Yeah, of
stuff,
course it
and
don't
being
matter
in
because you happy
competition.
with being broke with no money. It doesn't matter to a person that want insurance over money. Of course it don't matter.
Yet again, it's not a race to even be in. Who made this a competition?
White people,
When? Tell me what year.
when they start redlining,
Yet again, so they said,
All
"Hey,
right.
we're in competition with you." When did
yeah,
like that
they
don't make
literally made
sense?
red lines to stop our bread. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense, but that doesn't mean that's saying that we're in competition with
Once
you.
again, bro, we were slaves. You think if you talk about
Yo,
a race of people that was
yeah,
enslaved,
I'm trying to get a better look at that graph real fast. I want to actually look closely at these numbers real quick.
you talk about a race of people that was in slavery, bro.
You act like black
I
people
really
never
am.
slaved nobody.
Man, stop it, bro. Just stop. We talk about
Bro, are
slavery
you
in America,
serious?
bro. We ain't
Are
never
you
slaved not
serious?
one person in America, bro. Not one.
We never had slaves in America.
Black people ain't never enslaved anybody in America. No.
Okay, you really need to look up your history.
Okay, name me a black person that was a slaver that enslaved.
I can look that up right now.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Y'all want to. This is the thing. Y'all want to make the black person as if they're equal to the Caucasians, and like I
Okay.
said,
Who
I mean you
said
can.
nobody never says that, bro? So quit putting words and phrases in our mouth that we
What
never
I'm
say.
saying is y'all
Let's
trying.
let's take a look at let's take a look at these numbers on this graph real fast. I just because we're talking about the gap, right? Let's take a look at these numbers on this graph right now. All right, that dark blue one, that's white people, correct? And that light blue one, that's black people, correct? So it looks like so let's call that 1,200 for white people, right? And since that's like really not too much under what 1,000, that looks about
Anthony
800 for black.
Johnson. This
Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson, a black slave owner. Let's see. William Ellison, uh, Dilsey Pope, Dilsey Pope,
Okay, but what is
uh,
see, and this is the thing.
Nathaniel
Look,
Butler. Okay.
so what about this graph? So we can find graphs all day.
It depends on what the graph is saying. This is on average of what people
Oh,
make per hour,
all
or
right.
not
Hold on,
per
y'all.
hour, per week.
We're gonna have to wrap this up, and we're gonna have to make a part two tomorrow to this because we've been on this for like like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, this probably it's a good
yeah,
topic. It's a good
That
topic.
is, it is true. But yet again, we got to go to at least.
Let's
Like I
wrap
said, it
us
was
off
only
a good
two
one.
hours.
It's way more educational than Tory Lanez getting stabbed.
I wasn't going back to Tory Lane, Captain. I was going to go to the next subject.
or P Diddy
Back
in
to the
jail.
business.
This is more and that's the thing. See, this is the point. What I'm saying, we rather be entertained than educated. When we actually learning something right now and actually pulling up stats of some real life stuff, you probably want to look at P Diddy.
I like this conversation. This conversation.
100% yes, because we've been talking about this for 40 minutes. Yes,
Exactly.
we cannot stay on one
We rather
subject
be
for that long.
entertained than educated. So let's go ahead and talk about P Diddy or the fairy girl. I'm a fairy. Let's pull up her. I'm
You
a
can't
fairy.
act like
I'm a fairy.
Hey, you gotta, hey, you gotta show the run. All right. The title of the show is P Diddy Trial, Tory Lanez.
I know, but and that's the problem, bro. We rather be entertained than
no, that
educated.
ain't the problem. The problem is you don't send these videos before the show and say, hey, these are subjects that I want to talk about because I've been asking you all the time. Hey, send me the videos that you want to talk about so we can actually put your subjects up there on the title so we can talk about them.
All right,
I have
guess
no
what?
problem.
I get you, and I will start doing that. But guess what? You right.
That's right.
We talked about P Diddy yesterday, and you want to
Yet
always
again,
talk about entertainment. It ain't never about education,
put that on something.
bruh.
Put that on your son that I always want to talk about entertainment. Because what do I normally talk about on her?
P Diddy, Donald Trump,
Politics.
Politics,
Caitlin Clark,
law.
weak ass Caitlin Clark.
Hey, you can.
Police shootings, police just shot a nigga.
Okay, so yet again, I talk about a lot of different things.
That's
Yet
not
again,
education, though,
you
bro.
never
That's
brought up.
entertainment.
Politics is educational because they teach that in school. So that's educational. Let me
What was
stop
that?
you right there. Talking about politics is education because they teach that in school. That is a school subject. That is an educational matter.
Man, stop it.
And a
You
lot
want
of
the
people don't
insurance
even.
too.
Well, shit, that's smart. Smart people would want that. That's an educated answer. If you were educated enough to know about the political system and how it works, you'd understand that that's actually a good way to go. Like if
Okay.
you were if you knew how financial things actually worked, if you actually took a financial class, you would understand where Katisha's coming from with that. Because that is exactly how these Caucasian folk be getting ahead and be having that wealth for the future. We don't know about that because like you just said, we ain't educated enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We rather talk about entertainment than sitting here teaching each other the real. But like I said, I pulled up a stat today about the racial gap, so I taught y'all something today. So what y'all want to talk about next?
Well, at what point does education? At what point does educating yourself, but like taking responsibility for your own education, taking accountability for your own education, come into point? That's what I want to know because that's the only reason I know. Nobody taught me this shit. I had to read. I had to look it up and be curious on my
Nobody
own.
taught you
I
what?
had to check out that
You're not
algorithm.
teaching nothing though. You're not teaching nothing.
I'm not trying to. Do I like? Did I say I'm a professor?
Like I
Did
said,
I
you're
say I'm a
not
teacher?
teaching. I just taught you something though about the wealth gap. You're not teaching nothing. You just talking
All right,
about your
I'll tell you
opinion, but you're
what.
not
I'll
educating
tell,
anybody. You rather
I'll
be
tell you what. I'll
entertained
tell
and
you what.
educated as well. You're not teaching nothing. You're just talking about your perspective. You ain't pulling up no stats. You ain't teaching us 5 people. You just coming with your opinion,
All
bro,
right, I'll
which
tell
is
you
hella
what.
different.
I'll tell you what. I'll level with you. I'll tell you what. I'll level with you. Tomorrow, if we doing this forum live stuff, I'll do a little financial course for everybody. So y'all can actually understand where I'm coming from with this. I'll have like a graph,
Oh
follow
my God!
everything.
I can't wait till
and
tomorrow.
Yeah,
that
This
and
is
that's
gonna
cool.
be
But now
very
you see, but
interesting.
y'all see what I just did. And after I'm teaching, now he wants to teach. So that's good. That's a positive thing because now you like, all right, well, let me teach about finances because you wasn't saying that before, but now you are. So you welcome.
and you know what? Sure, I ain't gonna say nothing. Let's just go ahead and get to what we're supposed to get into. Financial course
Yeah, thank
tomorrow.
you. Well,
I'll
you're
be doing
welcome.
that.
So
I
we need
just,
a,
I just wanted,
financial
I just want
course
to
tomorrow. So y'all welcome, man. I put y'all
everybody
on,
on
man.
here do me a favor. Give 7 days a round of applause for teaching us about the wealth gap.
Everybody clap it up. Everybody clap it up.
Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Everybody snap.
I can only clap with one
And
hand. I
see,
can only
and
clap with
that's
one
where
hand
our
right
mind needs to
now.
be instead of on some entertainment and just telling our opinion, our perspective on stuff. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. And that's where our mind needs to be.
But you
Like,
know
hold
you
on,
can
let me
have
teach y'all about pineapples and bruh telling us about little
you
stuff.
can go live too and do this. So what do you do on your live page, huh?
You said what?
Huh? What do you do do you go live and talk about any of this stuff?
No, I'm not really like an internet type of person though. But when you
Okay.
talk to me, most definitely you're gonna learn something.
Oh, okay. So you know,
Feel me? I'm not like no internet social media type of person that be on the
but when I was
internet
on here talking about
talking.
politics, I was talking about
But when I
politics. A lot
do
of people
hop
don't
on
know
there,
about
you
politics
will
and
have
stuff
a
like that. So
real
I was talking
educated
about
version.
educating
Fact.
way before you was even thinking about. Remember that.
You said say that again.
I was talking about politics and education and stuff like that way before today. Way before today. Educational level, I done covered so many like I got what it say 540 something videos. Yeah.
I mean, congratulations, you an internet person. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I'm just saying for that educational part that you were saying. That's all.
I don't know. No, I didn't see no educational videos that you posted. I see all type of P Diddy, Tory Lanez type shit.
But yet again, you haven't went back. It ain't like you went 2
How many
years back.
years I gotta go back? I've been doing this podcast with you for a minute, and you ain't said nothing educational. You just talk about Donald Trump and police shootings and P Diddy, Caitlin Clark, and women's basketball transfer.
Yet again, you don't come on here every day when I talk about politics and
Well,
stuff
every
like that.
time
You
I
don't.
do, it talks about
Every time I come on with y'all, I do talk about other things. I give the opportunity for me to do other things and try other things.
So isn't your show called Burn Live Entertainment?
No, Burn Live. It's only my Burn Live, and then it's an exercising group.
Oh, okay. I thought you had entertainment in that.
Oh,
Then I could have
wow.
defended you. No, I can't.
trying to help you, trying to throw you up an alley. You talk about some Burn Live Entertainment. He trying to throw you an alley.
Hey, if we can all do this together, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying?
Is that James? James, I gotta ask you a question, bruh. Can you hear me, James?
The Lone Star Madden, okay.
Ask the question, sir.
I
So
know.
we can
Can
go
you
ahead and
hear
go
me?
to this
I can't
video
hear.
real quick. You're saying,
What was that?
yeah. Look at your screen.
Okay, so James, what is the topic that we talk about most on this channel? What is the topic, bro? Please tell me. We can't even hear him.
He said flat Earth.
Flat Earth. Come on.
That is not the main subject we talk about on here the most.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
He's saying he talk about flat Earth.
Man, that's some bullshit. Let's go into the Cassie video, y'all.
I can't even hear bros.
Flat Earth.
Court was Cassie's first day of cross-examination. So that's where Puff's team gets.
You remember yesterday you was asking us why we never heard nothing about the defense team? Because the defense team never ever got to cross-examine nobody. Today we get to hear about P. Diddy's team and what they did.
No, they did it yesterday. You just hearing about it today.
Oh well, okay.
I'll still
I
hear
ain't gonna
y'all.
lie, probably so.
So yesterday in court was Cassie's first day of cross-examination. So that's to be to hear.
Right.
I don't know what the prosecutors are doing, establishing what charges makes it, even though I don't think that it's as like gut-wrenching as they've made it seem from all the indictments and stuff like that. But y'all, the way that Cassie was looking on that thing yesterday, first of all, they debunked so many different things, just speaking to her credibility, right? Like not getting into like the forest and all that yet, right? Just speaking to her credibility. Y'all know on the stand the day before she told that story about Suge Knight and Puff and D-Rock allegedly grabbing guns and going to run into Suge Knight at Mel's Diner.
Right.
And he left from a freak off to do that, according to her, right? So according to the defense team and the interview that Cassie did with the prosecutors before she got.
Is freak off? I know this is a dumb question. Now, this is me asking a dumb question. Is freak off copywritten by P. Diddy? Is that word copywritten by him?
I don't think so.
Because yet again, that would make sense of them going and indicting him for like enterprising. Because they're trying to prove, yet again, the prosecutors are trying to prove that this is a business. Everything that this dude did was business, and he was trafficking these people in and out across states. So I'm just curious, is that word? Because yet again, I'm on the outside looking in. I really don't know nothing. I'm blind to this when it comes to this stuff. But I'm just on the outside looking in. So I need to know, like, where is the enterprising part?
It is not one. Remember we talked about the
Yes, I remember. I remember. I do.
It's
I
not
do.
one.
I do.
I think they done heard that word freak off one time and they just blowing it up. Freak off. And so it's not that he like copyrighted the word or nothing like that. It's just they heard it one time and they just blowing it up. And they just using that to convict P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? They just using that to convict him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. We talk about this wealth gap. You know, we talked about the wealth gap before. This is all systemic, y'all. It's all part of the same plan. It's all goes together. Life in America.
On the stand, like in the beginning of the investigations, that story was completely not true that she said on the stand the day before that. So
how did they debunk that?
So they basically asked her, they said, hey, you remember yesterday you testified that you stayed in your home and you were upset and that Puff had allegedly left from a freak off and blah, blah, blah. Like they went down what she said.
Right.
And she was like, yeah. And they said, well, do you remember? And they ran down the date that you spoke to the prosecutors and you told them that you were forced to get into a car. You were crying, you were upset, but you didn't have a choice according to you, right? Like you were like basically forced to get in this car to go with them to run into Suge Knight. And she was like, I never said that. And they said, oh, okay, well, we have the transcripts from your interview with the prosecutors right here. She looks at it. She pauses for a moment. She said, I don't know why this would say that because I've always said that I didn't go. And I'm like, but it's an interview you did with prosecutors. So it looks crazy. And there was so many moments like that where
that's why you shouldn't try to remember nothing when you was on drugs.
Right.
When you're trying to recall things when you're on drugs.
Who leaves a freak off? I ain't leaving no freak off.
Eve Online is a vast
a
lot yesterday and the day before that about how much they were using drugs. So some things may be a little hazy for her. She couldn't remember some of the escorts and names that they knew that she had slept with, right? So
who remembers escorts' names?
No, she remembered a period of time until there was a time in 2017 where things were like super, super hazy, right? And she on the stand said, I really don't remember much from this time because there was something else that they were talking to her about and it was drug use. And the day before, remember I told you guys, they were asking her about the drug use and asking her how she would resupply on drugs, like who gave her the drug dealer's contacts and stuff like that. And then she said, Diddy. Mm-hmm. And when she said that, I watched Diddy in court look at her like, girl, what? Yes, on the stand, they said, okay, like Diddy, he was more functioning. And she was like, yeah, I mean, you could say that. And then they go into having a conversation about the fact that at one point in time, Puff was calling drug dealers and telling them to stop serving Cassie because she was so bad off. Like she was worse off on drugs than he was. And Cassie admitted that was happening. The day before that, though, they painted it as if she was like lost in this whole like drug abuse thing that was caused and spiraled out by Puff. Yesterday, the conversation was, no, you were making choices on your own, to the point where he was even having to intervene with some of her friends because he didn't like how much drugs she was doing. He was trying to like protect the way that they were doing. Like, they were doing their things,
Right.
but he was trying to make sure that it was, from what they're alleging, that it was a lot more safe. And she didn't push back on it.
I thought they were saying I thought Diddy's team was saying that Diddy was also on drugs really bad, and they were trying to say that's why he didn't remember putting hands on her.
But even said he OD'd.
He OD'd, yes. So look, they never, and this is why I'm saying the prosecution left their star witness out there looking crazy.
I really think they were gonna use her later on down in line, because this sound like stuff that you want to listen to later on down. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you really don't want to use early on in the beginning of the trial. You like this, like he said, has nothing to do with an enterprise racketeering. They just sound like y'all just having fun, and you can't. Basically, they just destroying her credibility.
Right. They should have used that as like a coup de grace type shit, like at the end.
You
like,
on mute,
really.
Miss Lady.
They trying, but they said it's not working because of the fact that she was on drugs and a lot of things she wouldn't remember.
So, and I seen a video that said this is gonna be estimate 10 to 11 weeks long.
It sounded like that judge might want to get this done and over with. I'm hearing Albie Shore might be, well, most likely he gonna be testifying. So I don't know. I think because more people coming out and ready to talk.
But
they subpoenaed him.
Okay, this is going to be my real question, and I don't know if we can look it up because you know what I'm saying. This is really my second time getting into like court cases. I did the YSL a little bit and covered it because yet again I'm only covering this because yes, it is a clickbait subject. Yeah, this is not a subject that I normally would be covering. Are these people? What is the word I'm looking for? I should have just went ahead and said it. Are they getting like Cassidy is getting what's it called? Like she has to testify. Do these people have to testify?
Well, what they saying with Albie Shore that they subpoena him, so I'm guessing he.
If you get subpoenaed, you have to testify.
Yeah.
Didn't Cassidy bring on the case?
Yeah, she started
a lawsuit.
Yeah, so she has to testify, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I was trying to explain to him yesterday. He like, man, Cassidy's just trying to throw him under the bus and whoop 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 by testifying. I was like, necessarily no, she has to testify because she got the lump sum of money.
You have to testify if you're the one bringing it on. The only time you don't have to testify is if you're not being accused, right? Like, say you're a willing witness or whatever, you could choose to testify if you want to or not. He's muted. That's not true?
You on mute?
Still can't hear you.
He said, hold on.
You could type it in the private chat. Oh, okay. You're able to type in this chat right here, right?
Yeah, but most of my people are using their phones. Everybody ain't on computers like that. I can't wait till we all be on computers. We all be like,
yeah.
Trust me, you know what I'm saying. I love StreamYard because it's simple and basic, but I can see already having just this small little panel right here and how y'all just with ding 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 me with information. Oh yeah, this is gonna get fun, and I need to update my computer already, like flat out.
Yeah.
And before we go any further, if y'all do have subjects and topics that y'all feel that needs to be brought up because you know what I'm saying, y'all tired of talking about a certain subject, please, ding, 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 hit me up, say, hey, boom. We can either throw it up in the title or we can, you know what I'm saying, prep it. I like how we ended yesterday. We ended yesterday of knowing that we were going to talk about the Tory Lanez subject a little bit today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end, when I give any last words, because I'm giving y'all the last words, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we going to talk about woo, woo, woo. I wish 7 days was in here because, you know, education, but even though, you know, whatever. Just want to put that out.
Whatever, what else?
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to venture out into other things and stuff like that. Not just sit up here and just say that we're going to debunk everything that we were saying. I think the age gap
Yeah.
thing, y'all kind of.
So tomorrow, are we gonna talk about the cop case that I told you?
Yeah. You want to bring it up now or you want to talk about it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
So you want to go back to the Diddy?
Yeah, let's finish that out.
Baby.
The other girl is better though. Even though she's good, you know the other
Diddy's
girl
team
that
has
you
never
was
ran from
watching?
any of that. They have talked about his drug use. Yesterday, it did come up in court that he overdosed.
You know what's crazy? And I wondered, I should have texted you this last night. I found my lawyer people that I thought would be covering this, and they're not covering it. So it makes me really think about like this right here is not really planned. They doing this because she's pregnant and hurrying getting her out the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like
See, and that
you
makes
say
her
you want to go.
testimony like that. See, that makes her like
The
that,
other
that
girl
makes her
that you
testimony.
watched?
So you're telling me
I'm
Cassie's
looking
pregnant
for
right now while she's testifying?
8.5
Wait, are
months.
you
They
telling?
said I done heard like 3 times.
See, no, that ain't cool because them pregnancy hormones, like all that shit going on with her right now, that makes it like that makes it harder for her to be actually as accurate as she possibly could. Like that's to me that's fucked up. Like that makes shit like weird. I don't like that. I honestly just don't like that. Because we
Well,
all know like.
you really can't pick and say like, oh, I get what you're saying, but a trial is a trial date. When they pick it, they pick it. She really can't, you know,
Yeah, I feel you on that
7
one, but I'm just
bombshell.
saying, like you can't take like all that like full account. Like you can't expect her to be 100% accurate and shit. The way these lawyers are like, Diddy's lawyers are bombarding her and hitting her like that. It's like,
So
yo,
Cassie Ventura is
that's it.
continuing to
Give
be
her a break.
cross-examined by the defense, and we've got all the bombshells you're going to want to know.
Huh? Okay. I like to play with people's videos from the beginning. So you know who to give credit to. Go check out her videos. You know what I'm saying? She's a bomb. She's breaking it down. There you go.
So the first thing the defense is focusing on is discrediting Cassie's allegation of a 2018 grape. So they're pretty aggressive about it. Showed her a text message from August and September of 2018, and they were trying to highlight her inconsistencies and show that they were friendly even after this grape. Now, on direct examination by the prosecutors, she claimed that at a closure dinner in August of 2018, that after they broke up, that he dropped her off, and then once she was home and inside, later he came and broke into her house right then, grabbed her, dragged her to the floor, raped her. She said that it was pretty traumatic, but it was also really quick. I have some tea about she actually spilled what his actual thing looks like, but I think I'm going to save that for another video. But she said he finished really fast and he actually finished inside her. Now, even though it was quick, it left her reeling because they had already broken up and, had gone their separate ways. That's what the dinner was for, was kind of like this goodbye, a closure of the relationship.
Man, what's that TV? You notice in TV shows that everybody is always able to walk in the door. I know it's TV. I know it's TV, but I had to bring this up because it's not just really TV. Y'all know everybody. I don't know if everybody on this panel, but y'all know back in the neighborhood, back in the hood, that person house that you can always walk through their door and their door was unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
I know one person we both know like that.
See, what about you, Jay? You know one person?
Shit, that's me.
Oh well, then.
You live in a good neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Because I bring this up to say because like you said, y'all broken up, you in a relationship. How's he getting inside your crib? That like, is he boom?
Yeah.
Do he have a key?
Right.
Nah, okay, you got a key. What am I doing soon as we break up? What? Come on, dog. You that almost see stuff like that almost make Seven sound like he correct. Like you broke? Are you one of them poor people where you can't change your locks? Huh?
Sometimes indirectly they want them to come. You know, no
Or is
matter
she just
what.
not a smart person? It sounds like from a lot of shit, she's just not a smart
I mean,
person,
they
you
said
know?
that she was. I mean, they said that she's been drugged up and having drug problems. So I mean, I guess
I
Okay.
that's
mean,
what deal with
shit.
the thing. You're not all her when you on drugs. You be forgetting all sorts of shit. Yeah.
She
Mhm.
was in a relationship with them because of her career or whatever. She's just not a smart person, you know? She's the type of person to leave her doors unlocked and not change keys and shit, you know?
And she
I
was young,
mean,
so he was all
Yeah,
up on
she
her
was also
head,
young. Yeah.
y'all kitty chicks don't necessarily have to be smart. You know what I'm saying? So,
Can I bring up another scenario? Y'all think she was? Y'all know how y'all saying she was not smart. Everybody can almost agree upon that on that. Y'all think she was smart enough to not be smart enough to say, "Hey, I'm getting my lock changed," and Diddy paid for it?
I could see that.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
uh,
I'm getting my lock changed. Pay for it. What are you? Did you think that through?
Mhm.
right.
We already heard
Right.
yesterday your friend was getting beat up.
Right with you.
Yeah, I'd have looked at him. Girl, did you give him the key or something? I get up in here, call 911.
And she thought things just went apart. But then for him to break in and do that, but the defense is trying to drive holes all through that story. She says she cried the entire time and was telling him no, but he continued, that his eyes turned black and it was like he was trying to take something from her. It was pretty violent the way he was looking at her, pinning her down and doing all of that. However, in November of 2023, in her civil lawsuit against Diddy that settled in one day, well, initial statements she made to federal agents placed the incident in September of 2018, after Diddy returned from Burning Man. So that's like a big festival in the desert. On cross-examination, Cassie clarified it occurred actually in August, noting she adjusted the timeline after reviewing the evidence. Now, Diddy was trying to convince her to attend Burning Man with him that very night. So the night of the closure dinner, I guess he went to Burning Man or either earlier in the day, we're not sure. But the defense then presented a text from August 8th of 2018, days after this alleged grape happened, where Cassie sent Diddy a heart emoji and he replied, "I know I look back to you. I could tell I didn't turn you on yesterday." So I understand I didn't turn you on. I didn't understand the rest. And then he says, "I fell off." To which she then responded positively and kind of engaging in casual conversation. And this is right after the grape. So then on August 10th, they attended a friend's birthday party together with Cassie texting, "Good morning, I'm confused." And Diddy replied, "I don't want a convo where you break up with me again." So then she replied back, "I do love you, but I don't want to just be your girlfriend," which is wild. So after the grape, then all of this transpired, and this, I mean, could possibly hurt Cassie on the stand, because this indicates a desire for a deeper commitment, possibly even marriage after the grape, after they broke up. So then on September 16th, she texted, "I was really looking forward to that hug." So this was expressing disappointment when Diddy declined to meet, I guess, and hug her. And she said she was talking about her sanity with it. Like, I guess it would help her sanity. But then continuing on September 27th, while she was dating Alex Fine, her now husband, Cassie attended another dinner with Diddy where they had consensual sex after the grape, after all of this. The defense highlighted that Alex Fine, her husband, FaceTimed her during or either after this entire encounter. Like, guys, this is wild. This is explosive. So you can understand. Cassie is alleging that Diddy raped her. Then they had casual sex right after that. Then she FaceTimed her husband either before or after, during that encounter with Diddy, the consensual one. And the defense pressed her asking, "Did your husband know that you were with Diddy at the time?"
That's wild. That's wild.
I'm gonna have to say, C. Marie, you're right. To
That's
be
some
finna, boy, boy, that how she just read that sound like I thought she was reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started stuttering. I was
mm,
like, I had to pause and stop it because I thought she was really reading a book. Like, hold on, is we really?
I
Is
had
this a
seen
book?
something yesterday about her saying how after he did whatever he did, how she would have to take the sperm out and put it on his chest, and that was like some satanic ritual to
that's
whatever
some weird
sex thing
shit.
he has going on. I was trying to find a
That's some
video just
weird
kind of singing.
They just
I mean, I know some celebrities be doing some weird ass shit, but that that one kind of takes
I,
the cake a little
I
bit.
forgot the name of
Mm.
it, but it's some, and it's popular in the and he did it with J Lo.
see. I don't know. It's something about this story. Just it's something about starting off with her. It's just throwing me totally off. I I I don't know.
It
It's just
almost seems too like how she said to me. I'm feeling like at one point Cassie was like, "Look, we're gonna take this dude for all you know what I'm saying?" Because for her to go back, once she was with her now husband, for her to go back, for him to call her after the whole thing happened, like, come on, that sound like a setup to me. Like he want to make sure, like, whatever, whatever. If you already done with it, why go back?
Yeah, it don't make a lot of sense. Like straight up, I don't know about y'all, but if I say I'm done with somebody in a relationship, the
And
contact
especially
and
if
all that,
all this that you endured, you know what I'm saying?
right?
The trauma, the what? I'm not going
Like
back.
why even?
I'm free.
Like I ain't even trying to have no words with you, none of that shit. Like we're done. It's like there's no contact, no nothing.
any of these other topics that sound a little bit more interesting to go over than going over this whole because we can't go over this whole.
We ain't
I
going over the
mean,
whole video.
No, we can't. No, YouTube would be like no. So
Oh,
any of these specific topics that she discussing,
and you have something, and maybe there's like something like important further down that we can get to. 'Cause right now, what he was just talking about right now, that makes Cassie sound bad. Like it makes Cassie's testimony sound like that's
I ain't gonna
trash
lie.
now.
I wanted to listen about this rehab.
Mm. 'Cause right now,
She,
it's not looking good for Cassie right now. Cassie sounds like she lying. But then again, a good lawyer will do that for you.
it don't sound like she lying.
Just too much. Too much.
There's too many holes that they're poking in it. You know what I'm saying? They're poking a lot of holes in a lot of the things that she's been saying.
But they did
So the
show
defense was extended
about where. So remember the guy I told you about that brought him into, basically like groomed him into the industry. Andre
Right.
Harrell. He
Right.
ended up dead from I think they said a heart attack or something. He was about to come out with a book. What was his name?
You know,
Heavy D.
remember what Mace did, where he talked about everybody that could have said something about him. Because I remember
Heavy
Mace
D.
went viral talking about.
Heavy D was another one, and he was about to come out with a book and unalived him. He died from a heart attack or something. Then now the Kim Porter situation, she supposedly had pneumonia, whatever. But that's where I'll be sure comes in too, because he's like they just was at the Sun's release party for a movie or something he did on Netflix, and she was fine. Then all of a sudden she about to come out with this book, and boom, she's unalive too. So his track record of unaliving people because they gonna expose him is, yeah, he got a
Hey,
couple of.
you ain't gotta say unalive. This is
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, I forgot this. We ain't on TT, but yeah, his track record not looking so good as far as that.
So what were
So
you just saying about Mace Piece? I'm interested in what you had to say about Mace.
I remember Mace put out a video going viral where he was calling out people that could have name dropped or that wanted to come out about Diddy a long time ago or stuff that ain't here. This is like around when Mace was starting off his little podcast with him and Cameron.
mm.
Mm. So that was that Pastor Mace.
Hey man, look, Mace wrote a lot of songs and didn't get
Yeah,
paid. You know what I'm saying? That's what
yeah.
really his anger was about. You know what I'm saying? His feud was over. It's not getting paid for a lot of them songs and hits that Diddy took up under his album and stuff.
That's what a
Right,
lot of
right.
their complaints was. Craig Mack, I seen an interview not too long ago with him talking about what Diddy did to him.
Right. Uh, and there's just so many things that don't really add up there, you know what I'm
Not adding.
saying?
What's not adding? This
Like okay.
either he did this all. See, the thing is, they're gonna say that he did all of this stuff that he's doing, and he was at work while he was at work, doing he was at work, paying it for work. Boy, that sounds like you know what I'm saying. That was part of your job. Was you getting paid to
I
do this?
mean, it sounds like you got a lot of criminal charges for sure. But but as far as that racketeering shit, that
It's
shit
the
might not stick. Well,
Yeah, I mean, he was just a freak. He was just a freak.
but yet again, this is the question. When these other testimonies, what are they all going to testify about Cassidy, or are they going to talk about other
They
events?
talking about I'll be sure to talk about the things that happened between them
See,
because
yeah,
allegedly they did something together, and he just was had something. He was in the hospital. He was almost killed too.
this nigga, he
I
should
mean,
just.
and then the stories about him messing with the boys too. You know that shit.
Yeah, but they not
Like I'm with,
testifying. They like Usher and Justin Bieber is coming out and testifying on court. Cause trust me, New
That
York will have to shut down.
that would be major, and we never know what's gonna happen at this point. We never know because it's like a lot of people that was on his side and behind him is not now.
right, and probably never will be because shit. Like that's regardless. Once this kind of shit gets exposed about anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
bad for
Okay,
your
a
okay.
reputation.
lot of
So
them don't want
hold
their
on,
name in it. Look
hold
at
on, y'all. Hold
Beyonce
on.
and Jay. Like they are staying far away from this.
Welcome back, Captain. So
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
um let's talk about let's go over this little part right here and we discuss this. We're here what you say. Only reason I want to hear this because I know this is gonna be hard to believe because just of the title. Just of the title alone, this is gonna be very hard to believe. So I just want to hear this.
Intensively questioning Cassie about her drug use and her rehabilitation in order to challenge her reliability and his mens rea.
This shit skipping for
Now,
y'all
Cassie
on this
confirmed that they were both heavily addicted to opiates and that Diddy used ecstasy, MDMA, and cocaine. She for days and that she was nauseous. Now, this exacerbates Diddy's agitation. That when she was in withdrawal, that he would get more agitated, he would get worse, he would be more upset when she was going through this and was too sick to function, probably too sick to do a free call. The defense then presented a 2016 text from Diddy sent days after that Intercontinental Hotel assault. Remember the video that
Huh? I thought somebody said.
that we've seen of him beating Cassie? Well, Diddy said, "I'm so sorry for you." To then Cassie replied, "You are? Why?" And then she continued, "We need a different vibe than Friday." Diddy then responds, "F Friday. I don't even want to do that again. Love you." And then she texted, "LOL, true. Love you." Now, the defense is arguing this showed Diddy's remorse and that Ventura's had agency, but she testified that the timing was strange. This was a cycle, okay, that they were in of abuse, which you can actually see that where the abuse happens, then the person who's been abused will come back, and like when tensions calm, it's like they go back into this cycle of relationship. It's like they get used to, he beat her like that and then sends her this text that's very innocuous, and then she just gets right back into the swing of things. Now, this can suggest that even though all that happened, that beating happened, she still wanted to continue the relationship. She still wanted to do the freak offs, that it didn't matter to her. She was, she was fine with it. But if you look at it in the eyes of the law, it doesn't matter that she called him back, texted him back, or was joking with him, or continued the relationship. Domestic violence is outside of the person reporting it. So the victim does not get to, the victim doesn't determine if charges will be pressed. But here's the difference. This was back in 2016. So it was past the statute of limitations to charge him with DV at the time. So of course he couldn't get a criminal, he couldn't get charged criminally for that. But of course he could still get civilly hit with that. So that's when you go back and think about that lawsuit, right, that happened. And even though it was past the statute of limitations,
Were you?
I think Cassidy. She should. Hey, 7 days. I think you're a little bit right. You just like, look, I just want the money. I got the money. Like, look, everything else, I was on drugs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, take
I
the
just don't want to go to
money.
jail.
Take the money.
I mean, she took the money. She got the money. This is
Yeah,
the
we got
Fed.
that. Yeah.
I think she just should go ahead and just say that part because trying to remember dates on dates on dates and text messages and all that stuff, even though y'all practiced it, because remember, she's supposed, dog, it, it just,
Especially like she's pregnant, though, bro. Like she all hormonal and shit right now. This is not a good time for you to be trying to remember. This is really not a good time for you to try to remember all that kind of shit. You got all this other shit on your plate right now too. So
yet again, nobody told you to take the 20 million in the first place. You wouldn't be in this position. But yet again, I think you should go ahead and say, I took the money, I was on drugs, I can't remember the rest of it. Because
Yeah. So, but if
leave
she
it at
say
that.
that, then they gonna lose the court. And see, she remember he's not going against Cassie. He's going against America.
right. But
So
her up
America is not. America want him in jail. Cassie probably just not don't care. Really, is like you said the other day that she is forced to go to court. Is forced to take the stand. America wants P Diddy in jail, not Cassie.
right.
Let
So
her
That's
that's
why
fight. Look,
why that's why she would just take the money and be done with it. She pregnant. She got a husband. She'll keep it pushing. But America want the black man in jail hella bad. We talked about this earlier. We already got no money. Y'all want us in jail too? Take the money and go to jail.
I think it's more so too with him, all the things he's gotten away with throughout his career, and it's like he was untouchable.
What do you mean got away with things? If you got away with something, that means that you got away with it. You can't say, "Oh, we know you got away with this, so let's try to charge you for Cassie in the future." Like, no. Like if you stole a sucker in elementary school, they're gonna try to convict you in high school. Oh, we never forgot about that sucker. It's like what type of grudge are you holding against me to where you remember this sucker in elementary school? Like, what kind of grudge do you have?
You
What
know,
type of
it's
hatred do
people
you
like
have for
that.
me?
I swear it's people like that. It's people like
Hey,
that.
no, but you know what, though? That is kind of how the law works, unfortunately, though. Because let's say, like, you did something you got like a whole laundry list of things that you did in the past that they just kind of chose to overlook and shit for that time being because you're who you are, you know, you're in the position that you're in. And then later
every
on in life, you
okay,
get,
ladies and gentlemen,
oh,
I
God.
need y'all to get y'all last words in. Remember what y'all last words is supposed to represent. Last words. We're gonna wrap this up. This has been beautiful. So go ahead, y'all. Go around the table. Last words. What y'all got to say? Speechless?
Who going first?
Yeah, who going first?
It don't matter.
Here, I'll go first. I have fun. I'm down to come on whenever. You already know.
I appreciate it.
I like to talk about the wealth gap and shit like that. That was a fun conversation.
Okay, Marie.
Always a fun time here. So looking forward to tomorrow's conversation and a little education.
Okay, it's my turn.
Rodney.
I have fun as well. I'm glad that we could kind of switch our mentality from entertainment to education because education is way more important than entertainment.
All right.
I agree.
Nice to see y'all red eye gang again. Nice to do this shit. Do this. It's been a long time coming. Had a good time, and I look forward to doing some more with y'all. I guess tomorrow is gonna be something for me to teach. I guess I'm teaching y'all about some financial stability and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Bro, you got to have
but
a lot of
I'll
paper to
go
be teaching us about some finances. You better be papered up over there. Ronnie,
ahead.
I'm not playing with you. You better be papered up to be talking about some big money, man. You better have some. You could come on tomorrow with a bankroll to prove to us that you about what you're saying. Don't just come on here talking. You're going to have to show us.
I'll show you what I've done. Yeah,
All right? That's cool. You going to show us something?
yeah, I got you.
All right, because we don't want to be just entertained, bruh.
Are you not entertained?
Don't come on here just talking, bruh. You got to show us something too.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'm already thinking of some of the stuff that I'm gonna like videos I need to send to these for background talk and stuff like that. I got you. I'm gonna show y'all some
Well,
stuff.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I do appreciate it, and I do thank y'all for taking Burn Live to a new plateau, a new direction. I do appreciate y'all taking the time out to come up in here. Audience, ladies and gentlemen out there watching, please like, follow, share out, put in the comments what y'all think about them subjects that we need to talk about, and we will get back at you. Until next time, Burn Live out. Peace. Have a good day.
Free Tory.
Hey.
He's like, free Tory.